Welcome to The Headliner. I'm your host, Kyle Chrise, bringing you all the news that rocks. Be part of the discussion by tweeting me at Kyle Chrise. Our lead story this week is rock's huge week on the album charts. We got Queens of the Stone Age, highly anticipated Like Clockwork album, claiming the #1 spot. It's their best charting album yet, and their first with Matador Records. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. That's not the only rock in the top 10. We've got Sleeping with Sirens debuting at number 3 with their album Feel. They're out of Florida. They had a single called Low. Here's a little bit of that. That's not all. Megadeth's Super Collider debuted at number 6. More proof that rock is not dead. We, the fans, are still hungrier for even more rock and roll. Hell, just last week, Alice in Chains debuted at number 2. And next week's numbers include this new Black Sabbath album, so rock just continues to dominate. Let's move on to the headline that could change the entire concert industry. Last week, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers came to L.A. for 6 sellout shows at the Fonda Theater. The marquee night, Saturday night. Let me set the scene for you. Guys had spent the day washing their Beamers and Benzes that they could barely afford. They stocked up at the ATM on stacks of 20s to buy these $12 watered-down Bud Light drafts and the $50 concert tees. I mean, their chicks have been cleansing all week so they could squeeze into those strapless black dresses. They showed more skin than some of the bikinis I've seen at the beach. Hell, you don't even want to make out with them because their breath smells like spinach and cucumber smoothie. Don't worry, a couple of those $12 Bud Lights will take care of that. Finally, the band takes the stage. Petty, the Heartbreakers. Everything's going fine. But before they get to any of the big hits, before you can hear any of your favorite sing-alongs, the show is shut down. Almost an hour early. No breakdown. No refugee. No free fallin'. No last dance. No the waiting. Not even learning to fly. You know what you got to hear that night? Billy the Kid. Oh, you don't know that one? So what happened? Well, the fire marshals say there were too many people on the floor, about 100 extras. Well, how do they know? Like, did someone go up on the balcony and count each and every person like some giant-sized Where's Waldo picture? Do they have some futuristic tech that can instantly scan a room? I don't know. What we do know is how all those extra people got into the sold-out show. Word is people were literally bribing bouncers at the door. $80 cash would get you in to see Petty. Now, all the official sources are shocked and outraged. The band, the venue, the promoters. But look at the silver lining. We've got a new business model. The scalpers are getting cut out. Just grease the palm of the person at the door. You'll save up to 60%. And maybe they'll even let you bring in your glass pipe. Let's move on to medical news. A lot of rockers have been in the hospital lately. We want to wish them all well. Ted Duane, the bassist from Mumford & Sons, had surgery for a blood clot in his brain. Vivian Campbell from Def Leppard is battling Hodgkin's. He's still going to tour, though. Steve Perry, formerly of Journey, had a cancerous mole removed from his face. Even Eric Clapton, he injured his back during a show this week. He was forced to cancel a handful of concerts. We want to wish them all a speedy recovery. Rock and roll takes a toll on your body. Speaking of speedy, it's time for the speed round. I'm going to summarize the latest issue of Rolling Stone magazine in 60 seconds or less, starting now. On the cover, the Doobie Brothers, Jonah Hill, well, you know, James Franco, Seth Rogen. Moving on. Ads, True Blood, McDonald's, ads, Lonely Island, the return of Lonely Island, Secrets of Tom Petty's set list, Demi Lovato, Ask Dr. Ozzy, Brooklyn's Kings of Pain, a.k.a. The Nationals. That's for all those hipster dads out there. Ray Manzarek, rest in peace. Elvis Costello is friends with the Roots. Who'd have thought? Is that Skrillex? Britney's boobs. John Oliver is taking over for The Daily Show. TV. Here's more on the Doobie Brothers. Jonah Hill, Danny McBride, James Franco, Seth Rogen. 2, 4, 6 pages of that. Bill Maher on the new Stoned Age. Another story about weed. More weed. Stoner movies. Stoner politicians. The United States of Pot. Here we go. Darlene Love. Black Sabbath, 3.5 stars. What? Queens of the Stone Age, 4 stars. A book about the Juggalos? The Bling Ring gets 3.5 stars. The Purge gets 2. And that's 60 seconds or less of Rolling Stone magazine. Let's move on to something we talked about last week. Guns N' Roses can headline festivals, but that's not stopping them from headlining bowling alleys as well. Joining me on the phone now is someone who is actually at the GNR concert at Brooklyn Bowl. It's Josh Bernstein from Revolver Magazine. What's up, Josh?
How are you, man?
Good, good. I guess my first question is, how were you able to hear the band over all the hipsters still complaining about Game of Thrones, right?
It was tough. There was a lot of corduroy rubbing together. No, it was. They actually made everybody stop bowling when they came on stage, so we were able to fully hear the onslaught of Guns N' Roses.
Now, how many times have you seen Guns? I imagine someone like you've probably seen them a few times.
Yeah, this is probably my 4th or 5th time.
But this had to be the most intimate setting of any GNR concert?
Oh, easily. You know, we've been lucky enough here in New York the last couple of years where they've done some, I guess for them, intimate show, club gigs. You know, they did Webster Hall here last year, maybe it was 2 years ago, and Terminal 5 and Roseland, which for them, I guess, is a tiny gig. But at a bowling alley was easily the smallest, most intimate occasion I've gotten to see them.
Was this a situation where you had to line up hours ahead of time to get your spot on the floor?
I imagine some people had to, but no, I'm fortunate enough to be friendly with some members of the band and was whisked right in there.
Membership has its privileges, right?
Oh, yes.
So what, was it like a full set like that you would normally see? Or,
yeah. I mean, it was eerily similar lineup to what I've seen them do the past couple of years, which is, I think smart, especially for a band like that has such a legacy, which is come out and just drop 5 songs in a row from Appetite for Destruction, which is sure to make any crowd, especially that crowd, very happy.
And what would you say was the how was the crowd taking it in? I mean,
well, it was interesting. Like I didn't really, in my head I was like, who is the Guns N' Roses crowd in Brooklyn that comes out to a bowling alley show with they only really gave about 24 hours notice before this show happened and sold out. So it was definitely a weird mix of people, but they opened the show with "You're Crazy" and then went right into "Welcome to the Jungle." Axl, I mean, I'm glad he sang, but he didn't really need to since everybody else was singing along. So it was pretty cool.
And have you seen, can you compare it to, say, a Velvet Revolver concert or Slash concert? Have you seen any of those acts?
Yes. Well, it's I guess a great comparison to all three. You really want to pick and choose the players from all those shows and put them all on one stage. Each artist and those bands individually are great, and you get to hear a lot of the same songs. But obviously, nothing will compare to the original. But with that said, that's not realistic. And when you're seeing Slash with Miles Kennedy, Miles is a great singer, or you're seeing Axl with DJ Ashba and Bumblefoot and Richard Fortus, those are great guitarists. So each is a great show, and hopefully we'll see Velvet Revolver again soon, if rumors are true.
So no official verdict. You're not going to go out on a limb and say the Axl band is playing better right now than, say, Slash's band.
No, I politically, I'm not going to say that. They're both great guys, and like any separate from being in the industry, as a fan, you hope that at some point in time, differences could be put aside and play that great music together. But Slash is in top form always, and I think when you see Axl Rose live, you go, "Oh yeah, this is why he's one of the greatest frontmen in the world." He still got it. Still does the snake shimmy dance, and still hits all the notes. And he's one of the last great mystery men in rock and roll. So it's kind of really cool to see. There is that that fear. Is he going to show up? Will he show up? Is he here? Is he actually going to go on stage? So when it does happen, it's always a great delight.
Josh, thanks so much for taking some time with us. Talking to Josh Bernstein from Revolver Magazine. Of course, follow them at Revolver Mag on Twitter. Josh, thanks for your time today.
Hey, man, thank you. Great talking.
All right, thanks. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Time now for the final stretch. Bad guy of the week, University of Kansas. The squares there are ordering the Twitter account at KU Boobs to shut down. We're talking nearly 5,000 cleavage pics gone forever. Jerk store. Good guy of the week, Donald Trump. Surprise, surprise. The Miss World competition has removed the swimsuit competition, but the Donald has vowed to keep the bikini and Miss Universe pageant forever. USA, USA. She's off the market. Kristen Cavallari, she was like the third hottest chick from Laguna Beach in the hills, behind like LC and Lowe. She's married Jay Cutler, who plays a quarterback on the reality show The Chicago Bears. My comic book pull list for this week, The Manhattan Project's number 12. What if Einstein, Enrico Fermi, and all the great minds of the 20th century used their powers for evil sci-fi purposes? This is one of my favorite comics of the year. Go check it out. New music on Tuesday. We've got the new live Sublime album. I'm looking forward to that. That's your headline for the second week of June 2013. Send your hate mail to @Kyle Chrise on Twitter, KYLECHRISE. Until next week, I'll catch you on the flip side.